So operators are of several types. One of them is called the arithmetic operators. And basically those are the plus, minus, division, and the product, okay, operators. And also there is a modulo. Modulo operator is one of them. We're going to explain all of them in a bit. There are other operators that are called logical operators, like bigger than or larger than, less than, and with equality, this one and this one, and not equal, like this one. And there are other operators like this one. These are called increment, decrement operators. We're going to first work with arithmetic operators. Basically, these are used to work with basic mathematics. So if we define a variable int x and initialize it to 4, like that, and we define a variable y, initialize it to 5, like that, then we can say what? We could say int z and have it as x plus y. So you can see here we're using this operator to add the value of 4, the value of x, which is 4, to the value of y, which is 5 here. And the way we read this, or the way it works, is from right to left. So we do this operation first, so x plus y, and the result is gonna be 9, because x has 4 and y has 5, so that's 9. And then we take this 9 and put it inside the variable z. So now the variable z contains 9. And if we want to show this, we can just say system.out.println, and then we can just write z and see the result. So if we run this program, you can see the result is 9. We can do the exact same thing, but with a different operator. So we can just say int, for example, n x divided by y. And we can say int n is x minus y, and int l, this is x times y. Okay, copy this several times. And just say z, l, and l, just like that. And if we run it, we see this is a result. So that's fine for the first one, it's 9. Now x divided by y, it's 4 divided by 5 is 0. I'm going to say y, it's 0 in a bit. And then we have x minus y, that's 4 minus 5, or this is that's 4 minus 5, that's minus 1. And then 4 times 5, it's 20. Now you can see the result of 0 here. Even though 4 divided by 5 is not actually 0, the result should be something like 0.8, right? But the idea is the variable x is integer, the variable y is integer, and the result also has to be in an integer. So 0.8, it's not an integer. It's actually float, okay, or a fraction. And because Java does not, and because Java integer does not include fractions, this becomes 0, just like that. So to fix this, we can actually do something else. We can, the easiest way actually is to create other variables, like to say, for example, float a, this is, let's say, 4. And we can say float b, this is gonna be 5. So then if we say float c, assigned a divided by b, just like that, then if we want to print it, this becomes, as I mentioned, it's going to be 0.8. So you can see here 0.8, right? So this is the easiest way, basically, to just make sure that all of them are float, right? The other way to fix this is there is something called casting. And casting basically is to promote x from being integer to float or double, and do the same thing with y. So we can just say here float over x, and here float over y. So just like that. So in this situation, I'm saying what? I'm saying this variable x actually put its value in a variable of type float, and this variable y put its value in a variable of type float. So now we have x, which is 4 now, divided by y, but both of them are float, so the result is 0.8. Now, if this stays as int, still we want to put 0.8 in int, and this becomes 0. Instead, we have to change it to float, just like that. So if we print it, let's see. So 0.8, as you can see, right? So whenever we have some fractions, okay, and we need to get the actual results, the exact result, then we need to do promotion or casting of the integer values, okay, into other data types like float or double, right? So we can replace this, for example, with double, and it's going to give us the same result. Okay, because double and float are used for floating point variables. If we do this, we have the exact same thing, right? This one is used as the remainder. Okay, for example, if we say for modulo 5, the result is what? Is 4. Why? Because if you divide 4 by 5, the result is 0, and then there is a remainder which is 4. If we do the same thing with 3 and 2, so if we say 3 modulo 2, this becomes 1. Why? Because 3 has only 1 2, and then after that there is 1 remainder. Okay? And if we say, for example, let's say 10 modulo 3, that's 1, because 10 has 3 3's, and then the remainder is 1, right? And this becomes 4 modulo 5, or actually x modulo y. And then print that. So system. So from this, you can see now it's 4, right? We have a variable x. It's defined before here, okay? And we can reassign it. So we can just say, for example, 5, just like that. But you see, x was 4 and became 5. So instead, we can say what? We can say actually take the old value of x and plus 1, just like that. So what happens here? I say this is going to be executed from the right first. So what is the value of x? The value of x is 4. It's here. And 1, that's 1 plus 4, that's 5. And then we add this, or we put this back into x. So x now has 5. This kind of expression is very common. So this kind of code, we are going to see it a lot. Actually, there is a shorthand for this. So we can actually instead say x plus plus, just like that. So x plus plus is a statement that is very equivalent to this one. So this one actually is what? Is x assigned x plus 1. And we have also by minus minus. Okay, so the variable and plus plus, or the variable is minus minus, and this one is equivalent to x assigned x. Actually, this is y assigned y minus 1. But what about the multiplication and division? So basically, we can have some other kind of shorthands. So we can say, for example, x, and then the asterisk, and then this one, the equality, and then we can say 1. That means what? We are multiplying x becomes x times y. And we can change it to 2, for example. So that means the value of x now, the all x is multiplied by 2. And then you put it back into x. So if you print this, statement out.print ln, just like that, and then we have x here. So what happens? We say that x, the value of x was 4. Now we added 1, it becomes 5. And when we do plus plus, it adds another 1, that becomes 6. And in here, you multiply by 2. So x now becomes 12. And if we do the exact same thing as y was 5, and it became now 4. And you can actually say y, and then the division symbol with quality, and then we say 2. So that means that now y has what? Has 2, because it was 5, then became here 4. Now divided by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and you add it back to y. So if you run this, you see it's 2. So these are the arithmetic operators, and also the increment and decrement operators. We have seen that. I'm going to stop here. Thank you.